Snapshot 25W15A brings us Data Pack version 72 and Resource Pack version 56 with new commands, new attributes, and more. My name is Sliced Lime and this is a guide to all the changes. Let's start with the pack versions. Version information is now available in the game. On the client side, this is accessed by pressing F3 and V, which prints the client-side version information. On the server side, it's accessed using a new version command. This command takes no parameters and returns no value, it simply prints the version information. Another new utility for managing pack versions is the new Data Pack Create subcommand. This can be used to automatically create the scaffolding files needed for a new data pack. The command is followed by the ID of the pack and then the name text component. The created pack will have a supported version that is equal to that of the game. Using the ride command to mount a ghast, ender dragon, or giant now moves the third-person camera further out, just like for the happy ghast. Some command fixes in this version as well. The set block and fail commands are now back to updating the redstone power of blocks properly. Playing sounds with the play sound command now properly accounts for players being in different dimensions. This pack also adds the locator bar experiment, and with that active there is now a new command called waypoint. This command can be used to list waypoints as well as modify the color and fade status of waypoints. The color can be set with two forms, either color or color hex, to set a color. The basic form takes a named color, like red or blue, while the hex form takes a 6-hex color code like those used in web formats. Waypoint modify fade can be used to set the fading of the waypoint. It takes a fade start distance, the alpha at that distance, and a fade end distance and the alpha at that distance. There are also reset forms for both color and fade. That command does not control which entities show up as waypoints, however. That is instead controlled by two new attributes available when the locator bar experiment is on. The waypoint transmit range attribute controls how far away the waypoint of an entity is seen. The default is 60 million for players and 0 for all other entity types. The waypoint receive range attribute controls how far away waypoints are shown for a player. This attribute only exists for players and also defaults to 60 million. There's another new attribute that is available regardless of if the experiment is on or not. It's the camera distance attribute. This specifies the distance and defaults to 4. The final distance to the camera is also multiplied by the scale attribute. The effective camera distance of a player also inherits the camera distance of any mount, if that is larger than the one for the player. The minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 32. Speaking of attributes, there is a new field for entries in the attribute modifier's item component. That field is display, and it is an object with a type that is one of default, hidden, or override. Default shows the attribute modifier just like before. Hidden shows no tooltip entry at all for that attribute modifier, and override replaces the shown text with the contents of a field called value, which is a text component. In data news, a bug with the particle color field for area effect clouds that made it read-only has been fixed, and the particle field overall has been renamed to custom particle. Drowned have been fixed, so when they have can break doors set to 1, they now actually break doors. There's also a new statistic in this version, Happy Ghast 1 cm, which shows up as distance by Happy Ghast. In tag news, the place Ambient Desert Block Sounds block tag has been renamed to Triggers Ambient Desert Sand Block Sounds. A new block tag has been added for Triggers Ambient Desert Dry Vegetation Block Sounds. There are 3 new item tags, a collection tag for all harnesses, as well as Happy Ghast food and tempt item tags. And 2 new entity type tags, can equip harness and followable friendly mobs. And in custom world news, dimension types can now define a new optional field called cloud height, which defines both at which height clouds render and at which height Happy Ghasts heal. And in Resource Pack news, there is now a new Happy Ghast body layer type for equipment assets, rendering in the body slot of Happy Ghasts. And the game now consistently respects blur texture parameters set in MC meta files of PNG files. And that's all the changes in these pack versions. Thank you for watching. My name is Sliced Lime, and I'll see you next time.